Jennifer, you wrote this week that the Palestinian Authority is also culpable for this war. Explain.
Well, let me just back up a second. President Biden's rhetoric actually has not changed at all. If you go back from the beginning, he has studiously maintained three things. First, that the Israelis have a right to defend themselves. Secondly, that the Hamas is solely responsible for these things. And three, that Israel has the right to defend itself within the laws of war. So, this notion that somehow he has backpedaled or he's bending over backwards is inaccurate. Go back and look at the first speech he made and go back at his most recent statements, and they've really remained completely consistent. As far as the PA goes, if people remember back to 2006, there was an election in Gaza. And the Hamas won that election, and that was the last election they had. And since then, Hamas has been terrorizing Gaza. The PA then and since then has been really utterly discredited by its own behavior. It's corrupt, it's unfunctioning, it has a aging leader who refuses to really take any risks for peace. So the problem has been that as the PA has declined, Hamas has become the only viable entity with credibility amongst many Palestinians. They may not like Hamas, they may be fearful of Hamas, but the PA does not provide anything for them. And this has been a fundamental problem for some time. And this remains the ultimate issue when the war is finally over, and it finally will be over, which is who does Israel negotiate with? Israel in the past has made deals offered deals for peace for land. At one point, they offered about 98% of the West Bank, but there's never been an entity on the other side to negotiate. And now there is no entity that even enjoys popular support. This remains a fundamental problem on the Palestinian side that's long been neglected. So I think the West, and in particular the administration, has to begin to put pressure on the Palestinian Authority to shape up, to reform, to cut out the corruption so that they are then in a position to negotiate with the Israelis, who, by the way, will not have Netanyahu. The government will almost certainly fall and be replaced, we hope, by some entity, by some coalition that is much more conducive to peace negotiations.